Happy Monday, everyone. Today is Monday, August 4th, 2025. This is the Recoup Daily Check-In. I'm Sweets. This is Sid. And on our Monday calls, we talk about what we're going to be shipping this week and if we've already gotten started on our goals. On my side, let me pull up my notebook from what the overall goals were that we set on Friday. For me, the goal is the release report. Target customer is Sam from Warner. Sam is constantly manually doing these reports that takes hours of time for a human to build. And so the goal is a one-click button or a one-shot prompt that allows any musician to give us the title of their song as the input, and then the output is a report that's well generated that matches what Warner is accurately using and allows not only Warner to use these reports, but also any other musician, label, manager, anywhere in the world. Veerball's goal for this week is updating the create new artist flow, getting the knowledge base on par with Claude 3.7. I'll start with what I have already shipped. I'll start by sharing my screen. And so what I have shipped so far today, there's still more that's going to be shipped, is I shipped the initial tool. So I've just created the basic tool. And so I can say something like, for me, this past week I was focused on base pay, the easiest way to get paid in USDC on base. And so if I say generate a, what did we call it? Song report? Report.
Release report.
Thank you. A release report. That's more generic, and it actually works better for me doing stuff like base pay that's unrelated to music. And also artists that are doing art that's not a song. And so first it calls the tool. This is the key. And now it's going to go and try to, I've followed it up in the description to say you should call YouTube, you should try, where is it? Get Spotify albums. And it should also try to get the YouTube videos, This account is Alex Cost, so I called it in the wrong context, but this is really all I've done is I've created this tool. The goal for this is that this is the foundation for us to use the prepare step. Let me see if I've got cursor open. We do not have env files open, which is great. And so what I would like to share is inside of the API, inside of chat, where I'm going next for the rest of today. So inside of chat, we return, this is the normal stream response. This gets consumed inside of stream text. It takes the chat config's coming from here. So this is stream text from the AI SDK. These are all just normal attributes that can be passed inside of there. The newest thing that I added on Friday that both Veerball and I've suggested to Veerball, he might ignore my recommendation, but what I believe is what we want to be doing is in the prepare step. The prepare step tells us things like options include messages, the model, the step number, and the steps. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take these steps, I'm going to look at what tools were called, and if the generate release report tool is called, I'm going to make sure do not stop until you have used the get my YouTube videos. Do not stop until you've searched for my Spotify. Do not stop until you've searched the web. And then I'm going to like stack up a whole bunch of things. If this tool is called, you need to follow it up with these tools because then we can return. I actually think I have the docs. I don't have the docs open, but they might be in my history. Here it is. Here's that prepare step. This is new inside of the AI SDK v5. So these are what we get. We get the steps, step number, model, and messages. I'm going to be using the input of the steps to know what tools have been executed so far. And then the output, this is what we can return. We can then specify, change the model to this. This is what I've been talking about. I'm going to specify a specific tool choice and actually the question that I have is, should I be giving it a subset of tools? Because our list of tools is pretty large. Is the best action to give it, here's the tools that you have access to, and it's a subset of our massive list? Or do I explicitly tell it, this is the tool that you are choosing based off of the step that you're in? The other things that we could configure, the language model, the system prompt, so we can change the system prompt based off the tool that's being used. And we could also customize the messages. So these are the things I'm going to be playing with to try to make the release report tool. Moving out to today, I'm going to be doing the first implementation of a tool choice. And then based off of how well that works, I'm going to be iterating. Veerball just fixed the YouTube button. The styling got off for some reason, and now it's been fixed. He has not opened up any PRs yet related to fixing the create new artist flow. So in my relation with Veerball this week, I would like to be micromanaging more It seems like he is feeling lost, or I don't know why I mean, the YouTube button was something that needed to get fixed, but it seems like he is not working on the overarching goals. So it seems like he needs more micromanaging in order to stay on track. So I'm going to be doing the micromanaging that seems like he needs so that he's being kept on track. And I'll stop there and toss it over to you, Sid. What are you working on this week?
Awesome. Yeah, great first steps. And then I would also just remind you that if you go into the Figma and you go to the um, Perplexity version of the report ran, it has sources. And so in the event that any of our tools can't find the right things, you can also add some specific sources to the system prompt. And if you need those sources, they're in that, like they're all laid out there. So there are some stuff that you can like direct search web, go to this website, search web, go to this website, and it'll be able to pull some stuff. Yeah, it is release reports at the top, or campaign reports. Sorry, I have to reach, and then the Perplexity one is to the right, and that one. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's all the sources it used to get all of that data. And this was all public, like no tools were called besides their deep research.
Right, it's just using Perplexity, which we already have access to. I'm thinking about exporting this as a markdown file and having this include, whenever the tool gets called, use this as the reference. And then that way it has access to what the final output should look like. And I'm thinking of including that probably in messages is where it makes sense to include that. So give it a tool choice and then add to the messages a markdown file of this Perplexity as the reference of the output.
The Perplexity one, Sam liked for like the data that it was pulling, like the specifics, but the 4.0 deep research, which is the one to the left, was the one that he liked because of like the way it was like written and the styling.
So I recommend exporting this as markdown.
I mean, or maybe combine the two, like have a prompt, like run a prompt that says like combine these two into like one. I
could also just add two, like I'm going to add this as a message. It's an array of messages. I could add them both.
And yeah, as like these are examples. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, start with these two, and then like you have those sources so you can see like what websites did they search, etc. On my end, this week, I'm currently tracking segments to make sure that they're coming back in on time. So I will let you know. I set that up today. I have a couple users that I need to onboard. So I'm going to be doing that. And then it's adding my main focus is starting to send emails with prompts to re-engage some of like the people that were product market fit survey users ready, but they've fallen off. They haven't used the product in 2 weeks. So sending them to get them back on, to get back on the leaderboard. My biggest concern is the issue that I sent earlier or on Friday, where the model Gemini is currently a lot of the times ending a chat telling the user it's going to do something, but it's not actually doing it. It just says like, okay, I'm going to go do this, but it's not like the user has to prompt it to say okay for it to do that. And so my worry is like that lowering the quality and expectations of people that I'm re-onboarding, if they're expecting when they run things that like for it to like continue in the background, but then it never does. So for the rest of the day, I'm gonna see how often that happens and then report back tomorrow. And if it's more often than not. We can chat on Wednesday about how to fix that. But yeah, that's my one blocker. It's not a blocker. It's just we'll see if it's a blocker.
Sounds good. We had Dill Steck jump in, said Sweets and GM. Dill was one who when I announced that we migrated last week, he's the only person that replied and asked, how should I be migrating to V5? And I recommended to him, yes, change to V5. The biggest reasons being the ability to use gateways, the updated handling of chat on the back end. And these are tools that I'm realizing we have access to that others don't, which is why I sent you the billing request. If you're still not liking the response of Gemini on Wednesday, hopefully we have a little bit more time to talk about it. If you stuck around this long, make sure you give us a like and a repost and leave a comment down below of what you would like to see us building out next. If you're an active user of Recoup, if you've been hitting the same error that Sid's hitting, let us know down below so that we can know if it's an error that we need to be addressing. Otherwise, we'll see you on Wednesday where we do our midweek check-in. Thanks for tuning in.